Welcome back, folks. This time we're making this mobile lab from the movie Avatar. Let's get right to the table. Here we have an example of one of my shipping containers out of a square bottle. We're going to do essentially the same thing for this build. The video on this will have a link in the description. But for this one, we're going to use a slightly bigger bottle, this Gatorade electrolyte thing. We're going to cut in here, about that far up the bottleneck on both of them. So just go through and like even it out a little bit with some good scissors. Make sure to get rid of any kind of like raggedy pieces. We're going to take one of these and we're going to put some relief cuts here. That relief cut needs to be through this little indent here. And then so we're going to be forcing these against one another, because there's some of those cuts, inside this other one. Next thing I'm going to do is we're going to use one of the doors that I made in an earlier video. We're going to knock that on there right quick. I will put a link to the how to make these doors in the description as well. Alright, I think it's time for some voiceover here. I am working on a little porch here, pretty straightforward construction, a little bit of granny grating, some craft sticks, sand, everything, so it glues well together, all those things. Let's go ahead and fill that gap with some drywall mud, just going to make that a little bit more cohesive. And here's another door. Now on the module design, they've got this little hatchway door on the other side, so you could have like a little umbilical walkway between two of these. Alright, and then here I'm using a paper punch to get this little half shape there. Fill in that for some cohesion too. Alright, I'm going to use a grommet to kind of put a foot on this. No, not that grommet. To put a foot on the actual pencil here to make that look a little bit more interesting there. And struts on. Pretty happy with that overall. Let's get working on windows and other details. This time I'm going to use a tag punch I picked up at a thrift store. We're going to overlay those to make a window. Cut out a bunch of those. So once you have a few, go ahead and get them glued on here. I kind of thought it'd be funny to throw some corrugation under this one like they pull the blinds closed. So let's get those knocked on. Covering that whole bottom of the bottle piece there. Just kind of here and there. Anywhere that glue can help seep in and hold it in place. So keep your eye out for these play tennis rackets. They can give you a great little ladder. You can see I've been working through mine. Here I'm going to use a disposable razor cover. I kind of feel like it needs to have a place to be picked up when it's airlifted around. I'm just going to fill that with foam core. Make it easier to glue the whole thing down. Here I'm taking 3 discs, a couple of wooden ones and a plastic one. I'm going to make a kind of foot. I feel like that porch needs some support. Layer those up for some detail. Here I'm taking a chopstick and a pony bead that's a little hard to see, and shove that on there and trim that down and sand and trim further so it's nice and flush, just to kind of give a little bit more of a connection point to those feet I just made. You see me do something I don't explain well enough? Go ahead and comment below. I'll be glad to answer your question. Just a bit of cereal box here. Glue that part down and then bend all these tight around there so it's nice and smooth. I'll glue that separately in a minute. Just kind of pinch that in place. Yeah, see that? Let's get that covered with a dot of Elmer's glue or Gluzol or PVA. I've done a couple projects with pencils before. This hides that it's a pencil better after it's painted. Now let's add some rivets. Using those painting dots. Really cheap. Applicator helps to get it done real quick. Definitely pick yourself up some of these if you're going to be doing customizing anything in this scale. Right, so I sprayed the whole thing gray, and then I used a white, which is apparently a pretty poor quality white, because it's still awfully gray. That's alright, I don't mind. Did a slightest little bit of a like zenithal because of it. So what I think I'm going to do now is just a little bit of a quick paint job here. Materials, specifically brushes, can sometimes make a big difference. So I was using a lower quality brush before, and it was giving me a hard time. Better brush, and you're going to get a better coat. Really here, what to focus on is a good solid layer. Thin, smooth layers is better than one thick, globby one. So what we're going to do is we're going to imply that there's a window there, right? And adding details, I'm going to imply this is prefabricated by good old Wayland Yutani. Every universe has a Wayland Yutani, and they're always a freaking problem. I think I went a little bit too far here. I think it's too dirty. We're going to brighten that back up with a little bit of white dry brushing, just kind of make some of it crisp again here. Shading on a big piece like this is like a dance. You can go too far sometimes and need to bring it back. I'm going to try something new with this UV resin. I just want to put a bit of a gloss on those windows to help add some depth and the illusion that it is an actual window. So we're going to do this one first, and then we're going to try something else too. Polyurethane. Now this requires a bunch of thin coats and 2 hours to dry in between. Let's knock those bubbles out with some fire.
One eternity later.
So after that dries, it doesn't quite look that good. Now, maybe that was just me this time, but that UV resin is perfect. So we're going to go ahead and do that on all the windows. And a little bit of dirt and rust just kind of add one more layer of wear on this thing. It's been out in the field a little while. Now this is not 100% movie accurate, but it definitely sells that idea of a mobile lab. Now, earlier I mentioned how they can be umbilical together so you can have a larger lab facility. If you'd like to see that, comment below. Oh, by the way, remember to subscribe. Let's get to the glamour shots. Now this one was clearly inspired by the ones I saw in Avatar. However, this is very modular. You can put this in all kinds of environments and it'll work. Thank you for watching. Come back soon. And don't forget to have an awesome day.